Body bags where horror lies.
Welcome back to Body Bags. This is week number 463. This is a random week. I'll be your host, Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and this week I picked Body Double. Body Double is a 1984 film which runs approximately 114 minutes and is written and directed by Brian De Palma. Now, he was responsible for Obsession, The Black Dahlia, and Dress to Kill. This stars Craig Wasson as Jake. He was in A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, The Dream Warriors, Four Friends, and Malcolm X. Melanie Griffith as Holly. She was in Working Girl, Something Wild, and The High Note. And Greg Henry as Sam. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy, Payback, and Slither. Now, this movie had a $10 million budget, but only grossed $8.8 million. So I guess it was considered a fail. But this movie's a fail. I don't want to know what a success is, because this movie is brilliant. Now, I am going to be spotlighting a lot of Brian De Palma's movies. If you guys remember, I did Dress to Kill a month or so ago. And in talking with my friend Rob to find out what's been done on Body Bags, out of all his catalog, all of Brian De Palma's catalog, only one movie has been done, and that's Carrie. And that really surprises me, because this guy is a genius. Now, I'm not going to be able to say much about the plot on this movie, because I don't want to give anything away. But I will say this. This movie is definitely an homage to another one of my favorite directors, which is Alfred Hitchcock. There is Bedroom Window in this, and there is Vertigo in this movie. And I do believe that Alfred Hitchcock was one of Brian De Palma's, if not his favorite director, and you can definitely tell by his work. Now, this is about a guy named Jake. Jake is an actor, but Jake is claustrophobic. That's kind of where Vertigo comes in. He comes home to find his wife, or actually it was his girlfriend, but it was kind of like his wife because they were together for so long. She is actually sleeping with another man. So he takes his stuff and leaves, and ends up running into a friend from acting class who offers him a place to stay. Now, of course, this place to stay is not his. He's watching it for a friend who's out of town for like 6 months to a year. And the friend who's watching the place also has to go out of town. So this kind of serves both parties. When they get up to this house, which is a focal point of this movie, and it's freaking brilliant. It kind of looks like the Space Needle in a way. And the house that they're watching, the guy's filthy rich, of course. And he has a lot of equipment in his house. One happens to be a high-powered telescope. And the friend that is having him watch the house for the other friend introduces him to this telescope and a nightly ritual which has a very beautiful woman doing a striptease by herself on a bed. And he happens to, well, let's just break it down to what it ends up coming to. He ends up witnessing a murder. And that's where I'm going to leave the plot, which of course lends itself to Bedroom Window. Or Rear Window. Bedroom Window was the remake. Okay. This movie has brilliant suspense. I actually have always considered this movie a horror movie, and I do consider it a slasher for all intents and purposes. It has a very low body count, but it is a slasher movie, and I think those of you who have seen it or that will see it will ultimately agree. This movie is paced so well. It is acted incredibly well. And I mean, the set pieces are just gorgeous. I absolutely love this movie. What's weird about Brian De Palma is that I think I know what my favorite movie is of his, and then I go back and revisit this, which I haven't done in quite a while, and now I'm not so sure anymore because this movie is brilliant. He is able to build suspense. He is able to misdirect the audience, which is a hard thing to do. Check this one out. Body Double is brilliant. It's just a fantastically made, edge of your seat thriller, horror movie, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to be continuing on my journey through the months and picking some Brian De Palma movies. What surprises me most about Brian De Palma is that other than Carrie and maybe Dress to Kill, most of his movies don't really get talked about. And that is, it's blasphemy. It really is. Check this one out. If you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.